Kate Miller is a middle-aged New York writer published in the New York Times blogspot. As a student, Kate faced the well-known pressures associated with college academics. As a professional, Kate faced deadlines and the pressure of social cues. While in college, Kate had made the decision to turn to the drug Adderall and was unable to rid the addiction while starting her career. Let's follow the journey Kate took as a result of this decision. The first time I took Adderall, I didn't think twice. It was 2007. I was in my last year at UCLA, where I had come down with a bad case of senioritis and found myself cramming for finals. Adderall is a combination drug containing amphetamine, a central nervous system stimulant. Adderall is used in the treatment of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and narcolepsy.
Synthesized by a Romanian chemist in 1887, Adderall was concluded to immediately offer a feeling of well-being. The drug was intended to replace treatments of asthma, allergies, and colds. Chemist Gordon Alice was the first to actually try the drug after injecting himself with 50 milligrams in the year 1929. He decided to bring the drug to a pharmaceutical company who manufactured the drug in the form of an inhaler. It was then, in the year 1930, when what used to be called Benzedrine became the drug to use among college students because they found it helped them complete their schoolwork more efficiently. Benzedrine, more commonly referred to as Adderall, was given to World War II soldiers in both the Allied side and the Nazi side to permit the men to march for longer periods of time. The drug's ability to stimulate the troops was unparalleled and deemed necessary to strengthen both armies. Throughout the late 1900s, the drug became widespread, being used both medically and recreationally. The illegal use of Adderall became more prevalent in the 1980s and continues to rise today.
I bought it from a gangly kid with yellow skin and bags under his eyes who lived in the dorms. I'd gone to his room with a friend. He told us the pills were $5 each. We asked where he'd got it. "I've been taking this stuff since I was 5, he said, and took out an orange prescription bottle and gave us each 2 small, round blue pills. He smelled sour. "It makes me feel like a zombie. But that's only because I have ADD, he quickly added. He didn't want to scare away his customers.
Only about 5.3% of college students who use the drug have a prescription. Otherwise, they receive it through a process known as diversion, the illicit sharing, selling, and trading of prescription medications. Studies show that students who use Adderall without a prescription receive the pills from a friend who does. In this case, the pills may even be free. In other common cases, students may receive the pills from a middleman. In other words, they may ask a friend to acquire pills from someone they may know with a prescription and pass along payment. Acquisition of the drug is fairly easy. A study has shown that approximately 61.7% of college students with prescribed drugs divert them to others.
I started taking Adderall and things changed, fast. I focused in the library for hours without distraction. I cranked out a 15-page research paper in one night without wanting to take a break. I could shut out the world. Any immediate distractions were rendered powerless. It was just me and the paper in front of me. No broken heart, best friend drama, or money woes were big enough to penetrate the tunnel vision Adderall provided. Sure, the desire to smoke cigarettes was uncontrollable. It also suppressed my appetite, so I was forgetting to eat as well. But when I lost a few pounds in that first week, I felt it was a net gain. Plus, everyone was trying it. After college, billing extra hours became my primary focus, and I decided it was time to get my own prescription. Instead of realizing that my job was not for me, I was blinded by the professionalism I felt working in a Manhattan law firm, and I wasn't about to fail at what I considered to be the cornerstone of the new me, a successful, independent woman. In my professional life, I met deadlines. In my personal life, I was whimsical and up for anything, the person to call for a last-minute show or night of debauchery. I never had to choose. I had energy for everything that was offered to me.
Alertness, concentration, and motivation. These are the 3 most common reasons students choose to take the study drug Adderall. Many students claim that the drug makes them feel smarter and helps them earn better grades, despite there being no scientific studies to support the fact that Adderall usage correlates with higher grades or exam scores. What scientists and medical professionals have found true about the drug is that it is a stimulant. Therefore, it mimics the neurotransmitters epinephrine, dopamine, and norepinephrine in the user's brain. The influx of dopamine elicits a euphoric effect, while the increased levels of epinephrine lead to alertness, clarity, and focus. The norepinephrine allows these effects to last for long periods of time. In combination, The chemical components of the substance allow students to be able to focus more on studies, work for longer periods of time in a single sitting, and complete work quickly and efficiently.
I had fooled myself into thinking it was a sustainable balance, that the perks outweighed the pitfalls. I quickly became unable to socialize without popping the medication that now provided just enough extra energy required to maintain my outgoing side. Even on nights when I planned to take it easy, the meds had no off switch, so I'd find myself leaving the office full of energy that I didn't know how to quell. The mix of whiskey rocks and a pocket of pills was a potent one. I was now getting high 7 nights a week, every night a delicate balancing act. Romantically, I became schizophrenic, smashing hearts on purpose or falling head over heels with a one-night stand, exhibiting neediness that disgusted me. Yet I rationalized that becoming a self-loathing depressive could be filed neatly into my persona as a tortured New York artist, materials for stories I would surely write someday. The problem was, it stopped being a persona and became who I was as a person. Uninspired, unproductive, and miserable. I smothered uncertainty with more whiskey and different friends, and a new pair of jeans one size smaller. I was an emotional wreck, angry, disconnected, and unglued. I could focus at work, but in my own life, I was blocking out the fear of facing my unfulfilled aspirations head-on. I ignored red flags that in college I had kept a stern eye on, having had a history of alcoholism in my family. But because my drugs came from a doctor's notepad in an office 2 blocks from the Metropolitan Museum of Art, I felt safe.
Many college students share the belief that Adderall poses no threat to their long-term health. Others pay no mind to the risks associated with both short and long-term use. The 2 main ingredients in Adderall, dextroamphetamine and amphetamine, can cause short-term effects like nervousness, restlessness, constipation, and vomiting. More serious and life-threatening short-term side effects can range from seizures to hives. Research on the long-term effects of Adderall is fairly new on the science scene. However, research has shown that long-term use can result in brain alterations. Stimulants increase concentration and energy levels while decreasing the need for sleep and suppressing appetites. Adderall increases the levels of serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine in the brain. Extended use of Adderall can cause the brain to sense that there are enough neurotransmitters present, and as a result, the brain will stop producing them. This has the potential to cause physical, mental, and physiological deficits. Ultimately, this is changing some of the brain's natural circuitry. The more often Adderall is taken, the more ingrained these changes become. A tolerance to the drug may form, and more Adderall may be needed at each dose in order to feel the same desired effects. Other than the biological effects, the distribution and possession of Adderall can come with many legal consequences. It is a Schedule II drug, meaning the use of amphetamines is a federal penalty that can result in a fine ranging from $250,000 to $5 million, as well as 5 to 20 years behind bars.
Despite the gravity of the short-term biological effects and the legal consequences surrounding Adderall, the drug has not been in the public eye long enough for scientists or medical professionals to conclude with certainty that the drug is detrimental to one's long-term health. Due to the scarcity of conclusive results in the long-term sense, it is justifiable by some individuals to use the drug. The only comparison, then, that needs to be made is a personal contemplation of pros and cons. This leaves the illicit usage of Adderall to a moral, personal decision.
Is Adderall worth it? It is up to you to decide.